Shining world of the Seven System. And on the continent of wild endeavor.
How many times have I told you? Violence will never get you
in
anywhere.
the mountains of solace and solitude, there stood the citadel of the Time Lords.
A new body, at last.
The oldest and most mighty race in the universe.
I could easily kill you if I wanted to. And not humiliate me first. Oh, that isn't your style at all.
I'm known as the Master.
Looking down on the galaxies below. Sworn never to interfere. Only to watch. Children of Gallifrey, taken from that family's age of 8, to enter the academy. And some say that's where it all began. When he was a child. That's when the Master saw eternity.
The Master. Reborn.
As a novice, he was taken for initiation. He stood in front of the untempered schism. It's a gap in the fabric of reality, through which could be seen the whole of the vortex. You stand there, 8 years old, staring at the raw power of time and space, just a child.
Who are you?
Oh, you know who I am.
Some would be inspired.
Call me Master.
Some would run away. And some would go mad.
Welcome, hello, fellow Whovians, and welcome to the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I'm back. Paparazzo Dave Chapman here. We've got a great show for you today. We're looking at the third box set, CD set for Master, Planet Doom. Eric Roberts as the Master in the most recent, and by most recent, I mean less than a month old, I think. Or just over a month old, I guess, at this point. Because we're now in April, despite the fact that it is still the March of the Master. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, don't call me on that. Anyhow, did our panelists enjoy it more than the previous ones? Let's find out, because we do have a wonderful set of human beings with us, starting with the amazing, the wonderful Mackenzie Floor.
Hello,
Hey, Mackenzie.
hello.
How you doing?
I am good. I'm looking forward to talking about this one.
Yay! I like that. I already know what Tom thinks. Tom's excited for this one, isn't he?
Who are you calling human?
Okay, fine. But either way, you're excited. You're excited to talk about this one.
And I thought about it. I'm also missing a tooth. Does that make me the toy maker? Since I got a lot of toys.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Melanie? Do you think he's the toy maker?
Maybe, I don't know. I've never seen, Tom live in person, so he could be this, esoteric man that just lives in this little box down here in this little Brady Bunch Square. So perhaps not.
Not. He doesn't exist. He's totally fake.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, Christy. All right. So yeah, this is our team for today. Welcome everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Audience, have you guys had a chance to listen to Planet Doom yet? It is new. It's exciting. Like I said, it just came out recently. It's Christy's first time. I didn't notice that when you had her up there. Yeah. Welcome. We always love seeing new people. Hi. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. But yeah,
if you don't leave just yet.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, exactly. She's already sick of my babbling and has already left.
So what are we doing here today, Dave?
We're looking at Planet Doom, which is that one right there.
A big Finnish full cast audio drama featuring the Master from I know we're just all leaning over here now. Yeah, exactly. So if you are familiar with the Eighth Doctor's run as like the Doctor Who TV movie, this is his Master, Eric, as portrayed by Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts returns in this Master set. There was actually 3, I guess you can call them box sets, maybe?
Sort of box sets. I mean,
because there's 3 episodes in each one. So there's a 9
CD set,
kind of series, kind of episode-ish arc to it. Whoop, we lean back over. Also featuring with him is his foil in this is not a doctor, but that is the lovely and talented Chase Masterson, who plays Vienna Salvatore. Who's kind of like a assassin bounty hunter kind of. She's on that on the. I'd say she's like a gray Jedi. She's not a bad guy. She's not a good guy. She's somewhere in the middle. Maybe shades around. So it's the Master's foil. But we are now doing the third. Keep saying the third in the series of these of Master, yes. And this one was called Planet Doom.
And this is the first one of these 3 that was recorded not during all of the lockdown stuff.
Yes.
So the first one, Chase and Eric were able to record it in person in studio together. Mm-hmm. But most of the show was done over Zoom. The second one was done entirely over Zoom. And now we are back to being able to record in person. So this one has a little bit different, although we'll talk about it a little bit later. There was a little bit of recording shenanigans that did have to happen with this one as well, but for different reasons. So why don't we start, and if you could drop it into the private chat for me here.
Absolutely.
Reverend Amagon, Mr. Tom, But what Tasty Cakes? What did you rate this?
That's because I get depressed because of pink wasabi. Don't make me call me floral cakes. Oh my god. I'm trying to lose the weight. Okay. Well, let's do a comparison. The first one, I loved it. I gave it a 9 because I understood everything. The second one was the downfall. It's like I understood it, didn't like it, so it went from 9 to 3. But this one, I always say I never give anything a 10. And since I really didn't pay attention to the cover, and when it continued onward, I gave it a 10. Episode 3 pushed it to 10. So I liked all 3 of them.
There we go. And the high we've gone from something that everybody couldn't stand to a 10. So I feel redeemed myself. Mackenzie, what about you? What do you think? 1 to 10 TARDISes. What where are you at with this one?
Well, I have to agree with Tom. This box set redeemed. Would I still recommend it? I don't know, but I would give this particular box set an 8.
Okay, still definitely an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And Melanie, you got a smirk there.
Smirk.
What are you?
I'm going to be very kind in saying that I'm giving this a very solid 6. It's just not my thing. The last one really wasn't my thing, and my score for the last one was, I believe, a 6 because I was just trying to be kind. In reality, it was a 3. This one, I will give it a solid 6 because it did have nuances that were much better. But there were also parts of this that I felt were more the same. And we'll get into why I give it a 6. But I enjoy it. But yeah, it's not a bad thing, okay? 6s are okay. It's just not me. So that's where I'm gonna go with this.
All right. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to start with Tom and see if some of the conversations going that way are the flow works well this way, right?
Oh, and if you have listened to Planet Doom, please share your ratings in the chats, and I will bring them up as well.
Excellent. I know a lot of Big Finish stuff is on Spotify. I don't know if this one is or not because I don't do Spotify. But
use the app on this one.
Yeah, exactly. Anyhow, Rev, you gave this the amazing 10. Talk to us, my friend. Or do you want Mark suggest maybe do you want to give it a 9.9 just to not give it a 10? Or are you gonna leave it at a 10?
I originally considered, because I gave series 1 a 9. I was going, well, 9.5, but should put up the spoilers just in case?
Oh yeah, we should definitely put up the spoilers thing because yes, there's definitely gonna be spoilers. So
not yet.
Spoilers.
So technically, as has been stated, this is the sequel to Claws of Axis, which I had to watch again today. If you have any problems watching old shows, you can either Pluto TV, but at the time of playing Modern Undead when I played it, so everything 5th Doctor, 6th Doctor, I went on Daily Motion. I had to watch it in the mirror image, but I still watched it because it had a connection to me. Because once upon a time, there was this fanule that was created, the Unit Fanule, 1974. And there was a story called, I can't remember the story. Where is it? Small Town Story. It had The Axon Child by Andrew McDonald, illustrated by Ness Head and a friend, and lettered by Jim Wilkins, also a friend. So, in the story, I had a little brief part in it. I played Private Walker, where Sergeant Benton sends me out to go investigate. Well, look what happens. I get killed by a spaghetti monster.
Is it flying?
Oh, died flying. So there I am. I used that image for quite a while. Then all of a sudden I had sideburns. And there I am. Spaghetti Man kills me. So maybe that was a connection why I like this story, because I also have an action figure behind me. Somewhere. Such a vast improvement from the second story. Oh my god! I like the original story because understand things go on and I deal with it. Second, when we're dealing with rich people killing extra beings, like no, you people suck. But this one, how are we going to bring the master back? Oh, okay, understandable. A team. This fits more of Battlestar Troopers, whatever it is.
Battleship Trooper.
Thank you. Battleship Troopers.
Oh my lord, my brain's not working. Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Vanderhoven. Okay.
We have too many battleship, starships going on, and we're all sci-fi.
I was thinking Battlefield Earth, and then that was
aliens. You know, the whole group of people trying to do this thing here and there, and all of a sudden, oh, the first team's gone, and bring this other team, and they eventually gone. But it's a simple way of bringing back the master, and then linking him with Chase Vienna's characters. Like, okay, two people that hate each other's guts, and it's stated, we all know about it, but they had to be linked together by a bracelet, or otherwise they're dead. And into it is like, it proves there's a shock treatment to it. Not shock treatment as in the sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show, which seems to have failed, and I will still not watch it. But anyway, also it takes Passion, who is very one-dimensional character, and with her friendship with Vienna, she becomes more open, more vital, more viral, and makes her say, okay, I actually like this character. So that was a benefit there. I can't remember which part it was. But all dealing with the Axon. And then everything goes on. Say, okay, I like this. Losing team members. The Master takes control, which was an obvious thing. You know, that's what he does. I love Eric's role. He's just so magnificent. So I can do anything I want because I'm the master. You will obey me. I knew people like that. That's why I can enjoy it. Not me. I was like that. I think. I lost track. Okay, so going on to the show. And then, because I didn't pay attention to the cover. Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't not just... You can keep talking. I just wanted to see the...
I want to see it too, because...
That's interesting.
It's too pricey for me to get at Disney. Even I can get it for free, because I'm that good. The image of the Eighth Doctor as an Axon. Like, wait, I'm not putting two and two together because I've been sick for the past few days. I was listening to it, the tentacles, and then watching the shows. Okay, I understand it. The Axons, they are locked into what the Time Lords created for them. A little pocket, little time loop thing, which, well, that was that was a different set of Axon. The third Doctor put the Axons in a time loop, but on this, it's a planet of the Axons where the Time Lords created this planet, so they're locked in time. So 2 years has gone by in normal time, and everything is slowed down. Very much so like the 12th Doctor story, now that I think about it. The one with the funky title I still can't really pronounce. Bill turns to Cyberman.
Yeah, my brain.
That one. Yeah.
That one. Love the story, but just the whole, how does that fit Englishly, grammatically correct? I don't understand. And for me, it just floats. It's a tremendous difference. Okay, I'm understanding that people are dying, people are turning into Axons and this and that. And I'm just not sure if people recovered from turning into Axon. But then when the Eighth Doctor is found, it's like, okay, Axon's dead. Here's the Eighth Doctor, and everything's working out properly. And we're going on here. So, it's an Eighth Doctor story now because here he is. It's a Doctor Who story because it's got the Eighth Doctor in it. I mean, going on. I like it. Love it. And then the Master, it's like the choice with Vienna, because she has evolved from the first time she met the Seventh Doctor into her own stories until now, going from I don't give a flying about anyone else but myself to I'm a very caring person. I'm very particular in what I do. She tries to save the Master, but of course, that's like when the snake was the scorpion and that story about the scorpion and the fox or something. Once they get across the river, and so how do I know you're not going to do anything to me? Well, I promise. And the scorpion actually stings the creature and said, You said you weren't going to hurt me. He's like, well, I lied. You cannot trust. Even you're, no matter how good and hard you are, you're trying to do your best. Even if it's a bad person, you try to do what you can. They don't care. Bad person is going to try to pull you in. So he almost does. And at that last moment, which I was on the edge of my seat, going, okay, what's going to happen? Are we going to lose Vienna? No. The doctor rescues her. It's a happy ending. And even more of a happy ending because it doesn't push the master back into the void, the vortex, which was just like, okay, how many times has been said, oh, back to the vortex you go. Oh, what a lousy ending this second series. But now he's free. He has his own ship. He has that little axonite creature going on with him. Saying, because Eric can continue onward for as long as people want to hear Eric Roberts as a master. So that's a good thing for me too. I like that concept. That's why for me, it pushed it up there of this is good. A tremendous difference from hunting celestial beings because they're rich and they can do any freaking thing they want to do on a freaking train boat thingamajig. That's why he scored so high.
That's fair. That's fair. Good. What's it? Apparently, it's party cake peeps time, according to Melanie.
Cherry.
She's gonna make up for listening to all of these. Yeah, you want to listen? Make up for all of it, all of this. Everyone loves this episode except for me, so you got to drown your sorrows in peeps.
Yes, pretty much. I'm being having to talk about this episode under duress, so I'm gonna eat
I missed
peeps.
it. Oh.
Huh?
She's eating all the peeps. Peeps.
I got a peep thing for Easter. This whole box is full of peeps.
Peep.
Peep.
You name it, peep.
And
So anyway,
there's not a peep from Mackenzie.
Not a peep from Mackenzie. All right, Mackenzie.
I'm not a big fan of peeps either, so it's.
And I get it. They're another divisive confection.
Yeah, it's like an acquired taste. I can have a peep every now and then, but it's not my favorite thing. If I was going to do like Easter candy, it's not my favorite. That's just me.
All right.
Yeah, but as for this in general, I really like this box set because all three stories, they fit together. You understood where things were going. You're not like, huh? What? How did that fit in with this? Like, I didn't feel lost at any point. I like there was it does. I can see where like Melanie was saying where it does bring up concepts that have been done before. I do agree with that in the aspect that there is a storyline where, as Tom already kind of talked about, there is that we've got the master and I can't think of her name now, that they're both handcuffed together basically.
Vienna.
Vienna, thank you. And the way that they having the thing is they can't be further away than so far apart, otherwise they'll both get killed, so they're forced to have to work together. And they realize that they're being used, both of them are being used to get some type of relic that is in the bottom of this strange place that turns out that it can only be accessed by a Time Lord. So it's like, well, there's where the master has to be used, and they use him versus getting the doctor for this. I could have seen this story. It would have been interesting seeing the doctor in this particular scenario and seeing how the doctor would, especially Eighth Doctor, seeing how he would have gotten out of the situation. But otherwise, I really like the chemistry between them. Passion actually was. She didn't get on my nerves at all, so I liked that aspect too. In that aspect, in there, for why I would downgrade it, I fell asleep to it a couple times. I'll just so that's why I downgrade it. It's just because I did a couple times.
Dave. Terrible.
You are terrible
too. As well.
Mackenzie,
at least it kept my interest. It also put me to sleep.
I can see why you would just easily like, oh, this is nice. He has a very calming, disarming tone and timbre, and that's also just to his master, how quickly he can kind of
Exactly.
hypnotize people into no, you will obey, and you're like, it's cool, sure.
Yep. And that's exactly it. It was a very, I personally need more of like a Sacha Dhawan. So like for me to keep me with for the master, just because I need that more of the craziness of the master instead of just a mellow, calm, you will obey me. Just,
That's fair. That's
yeah.
Just like the doctor. There's always, everyone has their master, just like everyone has their doctor.
Exactly.
And go ahead, Melanie. You go ahead and answer Mark.
Oh, this the peeps are better left open to harden up. I'm okay with that as well. I kind of like when they're a little bit more on the firmer side. I know other people who do the same thing, that they wait for them to be a little bit more firmed up to enjoy the peep a little bit more. Us peep aficionados. Because I sent him some, so he said thank you for letting me experience peeps. But can you make s'mores with peeps? I don't think they make a good s'more. I tried it. For me, in my opinion, I think they don't make a good s'more because the marshmallow needs to be able to get heated to a point where they'll melt. And really, the shape of a marshmallow is just extruded, cut, and it's done. And then tossed so like in a powdered or confectionery sugar, so it's just got a little bit of a shell. These guys, there's a different consistency in peep, so that way it holds that form. And then that's, I don't know if it's a gelatin or what. It doesn't make a good s'more. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk about peeps and s'mores. So there you go.
Those hard-hitting questions, people. That's what we're here for. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS is here to talk about peeps.
We have food episodes.
We do.
So we can go down here down the path with peeps. Anyhow. The heart's not happening. What's going on? There we go. I can't do that. I don't have that feature. I can just do that.
Yay, Macintosh.
Whoa.
Anyhow. Do you want my review now, sir? Or shall we
just talk about peeps more?
We'll talk about peeps more, because I have an entire box of them here, which is
commercial.
Although
yes, a peeps commercial. There you go.
As Nico says, he likes that Dr. Pepper. Or they said that I like the Dr. Pepper peeps. And I liked the coffee ones when they had them. I never had a chance to try the coffee ones. I'm very upset by this because I would have loved it. I have had the Dr. Pepper ones. Dr. Pepper ones are quite delicious. The coffee ones are good in hot chocolate. Oh, brilliant idea. You have a little bit more of a mocha, kind of a cappuccino kind of flavor. So yes.
It's like the dying, melting peeps.
Say it 5 times. Dr. Pepper peeps.
Roger's bringing it back to Doctor Who, which is very absurd for a podcast such as this. I heard Sacha Dhawan might be in series 1. Mackenzie, I surely hope that's true.
Someone said they heard that as well. That it might be a different character. Yeah, Roger mentioned that as well.
Yeah, I think
as well, saying he might be different. Maybe doing a different character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be interesting.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, the only thing that I have heard thus far confirmed regarding Sasha is that he was approached to play the master in series 1, and at least publicity-wise, he has stated that he did not want to play him this series, and that he might go back to going further. And you know how the media likes to, lie. So Sasha might have been lying, and that he might show up, or it could be in the case where he pulls the same thing where he pretends to be somebody else and then be like, look at me, here I am, because that's his doctor, or I should say that's his master. His master would do that. So that would be very much. So as far as I know, is that there was a conversation. That's as much as I can confirm or deny anything at this point.
He is not the werewolf.
That we know of.
Yeah. But yes, since we're talking about the Master and Doctor Who,
yeah,
I know, right? Melanie, do you have any opinions that we should hear about? Anything about to do with the Master?
Okay, so I rated this.
Get ready, folks.
I rated this a 6. It's a very kind 6. I'm
Like a lot.
just not
Bit of clean.
not feeling it. I'm not. And brilliant. Okay, brilliant acting once again. The first episode. My brain not Planet Doom. Oh, what the heck is the name of the first one? It just eludes me because my brain's not working. Anywho, we'll figure it out later. I liked that when we first started, it just hit the ground running. I like that it wasn't like the second set, that I felt like it was just this long slog. And waiting for action to happen. The action kind of happened really quick. We didn't wait the entire freaking first. So on the second one, was it Nemesis Express?
No way.
We had to wait pretty much the whole episode for the Master to show up. We had to wait a long time, and I didn't like that. Master shows up right at the beginning. I liked that. That was pretty cool. We had a good action. Had a lot better. I had not better, but you could tell that there was more studio time to do more effects, and that they were in the studio together. So there was a little bit more kind of chemistry going on. The timing was a lot more tight. I felt like it was more recorded because they were together recording. They were playing off each other instead of having to do it through Zoom and having a little bit of a lag, and then having post be able to edit and kind of tighten it up there. So it was artificially tightened. Very not terrible, but I think if you notice the nuance, you catch the fact that this was live as opposed to the other. So out of the gate, loved it. I don't know if I'm using the terminology correctly, but I felt like them bracelets were just plot armor. It was just like, we need a reason to keep these two together, that they can't kill each other, and we got to move to keep them together the entire time because these two people want to kill each other. Like, well, what if we put bracelets on them? And that the bracelet, I did think that the joke of them just cutting their arms off was absolutely hilarious. So yeah, I thought so I was like, okay, that's fine. But then I felt like that episode, it was like, hurry up and wait. We're probably building. See, I'm trying to be nice here for Dave. And for other people, because I know that people enjoy these things. Tom enjoys this. So, I mean, I love you, Tom, but I just, I felt like it was very hurry up and wait-ish. We're walking around. I mean, yes, it could be looked at if you're loving the intrigue, if you like something that's a very slow burn or with a slow build, that you feel as if they're okay. They are starting to work together, and that they're going to get all the different raptors, like Raptor 2 and Raptor 6 and blah, 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 and whichever raptor number that ends up becoming the Master's, he starts obeying him because he gets him under his thrall. It's a lot of building and this and that, they're doing all that. But for me, I'm like, this is hurry up and wait. Can we just get on the near planet already? I have no patience. I don't know why. And sometimes I do. I think it's just a matter of, if I'm feeling something, then I'm ready to. I have to be in the mood for certain things. And again, when I'm under the gun to go, hey, you have to listen to this Master set, and I kept putting it off. It becomes more like homework and then not enjoyable. And I think that's my own fault. And probably I can give this one another re-listen. I did that for the first one. The first one I did re-listen from the beginning and finished it. Ratings might have fluctuated a bit, but okay, good. But yeah, once they got there, I did look at the box cover, and I did feel as if I was expecting Paul McGann to show up, because I was looking at it, and he did show up, and that was awesome. And I thought it was a great way for the Eighth Doctor to have an appearance in this and to be able to save, Vienna. But he lasted 15 minutes of talkie time. So I was like, but then again, it's the Master show, so I shouldn't be like, oh, Paul, but I love Paul. Give me more Paul. When I found out passion on the second, was it the second one that passion shows back up, I might have sighed audibly to the point where my coworker was like, "What are you listening to?" And I was just like, "Nothing of importance. It's cold. We're moving on. I wasn't happy that passion was back, but passion was redeemed for me. I thought passion did better. And that's not an issue on the actress. The actress was one of the Raptors on the first one. She can act. She could do this. She could emote. She could, yes. It's just, I don't like the passion character. I just don't. I get it. It's funny. You named somebody who's a doldrum, bland person passion. Yay, that's good. I'm terrible. I feel like it was, yeah. So anyway, I didn't like it. It's not my favorite. It's not the greatest, in my opinion. But again, that's me. So I'm pretty much, everybody else loved it. So please don't, be upset. If don't feel as if my review is like, oh God, Melanie doesn't like this, I shouldn't listen to it. I'm always about giving things a chance and listening, and for me, a big finish is on how I'm kind of feeling when I'm listening to it. I have to be in a certain mode for that, and it tends to be when I'm driving and I'm in a nice, I can zone for a while. I will say, big asterisk, when I was listening to this, I was at work. And usually if I'm working on stuff if I'm doing Excel or I can get into a zone working, Big Finish works perfectly. I was doing stuff where this could either A, distract me, or B, I was being taken out of it because I was 3D modeling. I'm sitting here, I'm taking I'm taking a ring and I'm trying to make it into a wheel shape, and I'm taking my calipers and I'm doing measurements in millimeters, and I'm doing very precise kind of engineering stuff. So while there's a zone, it wasn't a good fit for Big Finish. And that I heavily rate my review on. That's why I was trying to get this go up a little bit, but it's also probably why it's still a little down. So there's my very long-winded review without saying too many spoilers, but it was decent. It was good. I'm giving it a 6. I will probably listen to it again when I can actually drive somewhere and listen to all 9 of them in a row. Because this definitely was not something you could just listen to on its own. You had to have listened to the other ones to understand this one. This isn't I'll just pick up the third master. Nope. You have to. You have to listen to the rest of them. So yeah, there you go.
Which is a little bit different because the second one, to me, you could kind of pick up the second one blind.
Yeah, I think so.
For the most part. And the first one, of course, you could because it's the first one. Yeah. But although that being said, even the first one had a fair bit of continuity history behind it with Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to her interactions with the Seventh Doctor and then her own set of stuff, and now this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually quite curious to see if they're doing another, like if they're going to carry a new version of her now that she's grown so much in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious about that. I should reach out and see if we can find that out. I did not like that, Tom. That's creepy.
To echo Tom though, and then I did like how the ending was not the master back in the vortex in his snake form. I'm like, okay, he's doing something different. Thank you.
And see, I like a little bit of shtick. And so I kind of wish he had ended up. And I do like that they, again, I wanted that again. But snake. In his ship. Because he ends with a ship. So if him and the ship had gotten sucked into the vortex, that would have easily set up a way for him to get back out of the vortex next time.
Mm-hmm.
I did like though that they really leaned into he's either dead or in the vortex. That's he's dead or in the vortex. There's mm-hmm. really, I mean, there's a chance he's not, but no, he's dead or in the vortex. And then he's not in the vortex.
Yeah.
So I did definitely appreciate that. Melon, are the peeps yelling at you?
No, that was just it's the smell of burnt popcorn.
As long as it's popcorn, not toast.
That's like something. all the pollen's gotten me all kind of gunky, and it's just all of a sudden I smell something burnt, and I was like, I'm in a different room, so I'm like, oh god, and I'm like, oh no, that's burnt popcorn.
And the smell of burnt popcorn, it brings back bad memories.
It brings back office memories.
It brings back, office memories for one. Yeah, because whenever somebody at my last job, anytime somebody burnt popcorn, we had to evacuate the building every time.
Oh, that's terrible.
All I can say is you have pollen. We're gonna get a foot of snow before the end of the week.
We have so much pollen.
At least that's the.
I'll send you the pollen. I'll send you some of the oak pollen we have right now.
Oh, thank you, ma'am, and I'll send you a snowball right there.
I eagerly.
I'll throw it with my left because this arm's still screwed.
I eagerly await your cup of water.
And I'll throw in some ice with that because we're supposed to get a nasty snowstorm tomorrow. Well,
yeah, apparently some of that spiral is gonna squall line down and hit us in Florida. That we're gonna have a nice little we're going to have a nice little storm itself. Hey, you know what? If the power kicks out, I'll try listening to this again, or I'll listen from the beginning, and maybe I'll be in a better.
Hey.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. I just, it was enjoyable. Everybody came to play. It was much better than the second one, but just not my cup of tea.
And that's fair. And it's kind of I love this show because we all have our own opinions and we're good about it.
I recommend people listen to it and tell me how, maybe there was nuances I didn't catch. So and that's why I love listening to everybody else's opinion to go, no, this had this piece and this piece and this piece. So it does make me go, yeah, I gotta listen to this again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9 just to get to my side of things. I really did enjoy pretty much everything. I admit I like Eric's Master. Eric's Master is wonderful. I like what they've been doing with the series. If you listen to like the behind the scenes extras that they put at the end of each of the tracks, it's really kind of neat. It's like the first, and they point out things that you might not notice. And I'm going to stop myself before I forget to say this again. So there's always been a bit of a thing where he's got the snake, right? And he got the glowing eyes, and so there's the flamboyant outfits. He gets a lot of jokes about being gold from Stargate. I've heard
Stargate in forever. Being which character?
All of the gods, all of the Egyptian guys. They got a worm in their stomach and glowing eyes and big flamboyant god outfits.
Oh.
And acted very much like Eric's Master in the film. And I realized, and I noticed it in the past, but I didn't connect like the two dots. His theme song and a lot of the background music has a very classic Egyptian feel to it.
It did, yeah.
Sahara Desert type, maybe not Egyptian, but like a Sahara Desert film type feel.
Yeah, his theme does. His theme song for each one of it too has this very. I don't want to use this word. I'm going to use the word exotic, and that's just absolutely. I don't like using that word.
He's film exotic.
Yeah, it's
like it's
It's a lot
Hollywood,
more.
Hollywood Egypt.
It's a lot more instruments, it's a lot more instruments not typically used in Western music or European orchestrations or symphonies or arrangements. There we go. I can speak words. But yeah, it's different instruments and definitely different arrangements that are a little bit that are not commonly heard in scoring. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
I just didn't connect the there's all the Stargate Egyptian reference, and then there's that kind of gag that goes through, and then there's that music. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I am really I've noticed point A and I noticed point B and just never connected the dots until today.
And that's interesting that you said that too, because that was one of the reasons I liked this particular box set, because it did have that feeling, and it took me back to a different audio of Big Finish, which involved River's song, and in her box set, I think it was the first box set, I believe, of her series.
Yeah, and it's But the whole thing with this, going back to where I was, like I said, I just didn't want to forget to mention that again because it kept popping into my head. Right, I got to mention that. Forget it. Got to mention that. Forget it. One of the things that they did mention in the writing of all of this is the first one was very cyberpunk, business mafia type. He was almost the king. He was the kingpin.
Mhm.
Vincent D'Onofrio as the master. And I loved that version of his character. I loved that version of the master probably more than any of the three. I mean, it's all the same master, but the premise of his character at that point, I really did love. The second one became, the train movie and a little bit different. I didn't love him as much. He was still very much the evolution of his master. He was just not, he lacked something in the second one. And I know everyone else rated the thing like 2-3, I know. But and in this one, we've got the adventure, the colonization, the Starship Troopers kind of adventure thing. And again, it worked really well because his master has a great deal of power. He has a cult of personality, and he has hypnosis.
I love that song.
It's right. He does hypnotize a few of the people, and that's something that they aren't as explicit with in the first two. You definitely get the overwhelming personality, and there's something more there, but they weren't really quite as blatant with the "I'm hypnotizing your butt right now" in the first two. And which is a noted power of him in the past. Very specifically in some of that third Doctor, that master story arc that Claws of the Axis is in. But it's just not, as blatant in these other ones. So that was interesting. I agree. I still don't love Passion, but she was infinitely better in this one, and I do like that they kind of did that. There was a scene in there where she's trying to not torture someone, and she's like, do you know who we are? Or do you know what we have no empathy. I can torture you and torment you and destroy you, and I won't feel a thing. And she gets the information, and she's like, by the way, I lied. I'm really proud of myself because I was able to lie, because we super empaths and lying hurts us. So I'm really proud of myself for doing that. I did enjoy that scene. She had a little bit more oomph to her, which was nice. Seeing Vienna growing and being more conscious and aware of her personal growth was really nice. Which again is why I'm kind of curious to see where they go with her in all of this.
Do you think they're going to keep her more of a master style character, or do you think she's going to start being able to see and interact with more people from the Whoniverse?
I hope for both, quite frankly. But it depends on what they want to do with Eric. If they're going to keep Eric around, she's a delightful foil to him. I absolutely, especially, and that was the nice thing with this one too, is they were in some of the other ones. They'd flip flop between antagonist and protagonist.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, they were both very much literally tied to each other. And she was more of a companion, but not in that subservient kind of a way. And I loved that,
because she's bubbly, but bubbly sarcasm. So
she's not going to put up with anything. And it was interesting to kind of watch. At the beginning, he was just outright hostile. I want to kill you so bad right now. And then they were forced.
He just sensed her presence, and it's what made him like, kill.
Yeah, like a shark to chum. It was great, and by the end, and that's kind of why he was able to fool her. He almost felt like there was a respect there, and I really do think there is. By this point, a grudging respect. I don't like you. I hate everything you are, everything you stand for, and you personally. But you're a survivor. You're strong. You are all of the things that you are. Which is neat. But as far as her character is going forward, if there's more Eric, I want her there. If there's not, or if there's a giant gap in between, I definitely would like to see another one of her and maybe interacting with some of those other WHOniverse characters. You know, whether they are original to Big Finish or primarily Big Finish. You know, a Frobisher. Iris Wild Time, you know, those side characters, or whether it's another Doctor, or whether it's more of the 8th Doctor, or what. Like I want to see. I definitely want to see her grow more. Chase is delightful. I really do enjoy her, just in general. But specifically as Vienna. So I want that. I want more of her. I want more of both, but I want more of her for sure. I can live without more passion, but maybe more passion. She'll just continue to grow herself.
Yeah.
Given the opportunity. But no, I this was a solid show. I liked it. I like the callbacks to the previous shows. You know, bringing back the Axis, and those guys have that creatures, species, race, whatever they kind of being are, have been in a few more audios as well. They've only had the one explicit television appearance, and they've been mentioned a couple of times. I think the 4th Doctor mentioned them at some point. I know the 10th Doctor mentioned them at some point. Like, there's been a few. They've popped up in conversation a few times, but they've only had the one actual on-screen appearance. But they've definitely had at least 2 or 3 different audio appearances. Which and again, they've also set that up as well with having having Axie, his little cutting of this thing, and now he's got a pet.
Yeah.
Why does the Master have a pet?
Yeah.
It might actually be absolutely adorable. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what they do with that. Let's maybe, if we're really, really lucky, we will get, because for those who have not seen the episode or heard things, one of the forms of this collective legion type thing is these gold people, which is the ones you see on the cover. Where's the cover?
Just hold the note. Just hold the note.
Rolling Stone.
Yeah. So those gold people. Well, now the Master has a pet. I wonder if we can get a gold canine. It's the guys that wrote this story, the original Claws of the Axis. They're the ones who created K9, so that would be a really nice little homage and hilarious little gimmick, even if it's just for one scene in down the road. I mean, again, it'll be audio, so we don't get to see it, but I think that would be just delightful.
Gold Penguin,
yeah. I mean, they can do all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad that 3 out of 4 of us really like this, and that Melanie's willing to give it another chance. Because that there's a big difference between I hate this, I never ever want to touch this again.
That was the last one.
Yes.
Sorry.
And I didn't like this, but I acknowledge that I maybe need to listen to it again. Like, there's a giant difference there.
And that's where I think if I just go the beginning and all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, it really did start out good for me. I really have to admit, it started out good, and it just there's certain parts where I felt like the pacing started going faster, and I could get with it, but I think really I was not in the right situation to enjoy it.
Yeah.
and I'll make a when the first Harry Potter movie came out,
Harry Potter.
I did not like it because the entire time I had a little kid behind me kicking my seat, touching my arm, pulling my hair, and calling me by some name and the parent just would go, "That's not Aunt something something," but not pull them away. So that was my entire experience with that movie. So I never wanted to see any of the other movies, and I have never seen the rest of the movies in the theater because I watched them just like when TNT or whatever plays them, and I love them. Now I love the movies, but that experience shaded my enjoyability of that film and the entire damn franchise. So maybe it was let's just maybe chalk it up to that.
Maybe.
But again, maybe it's just not my cup of tea. But it is the cup of tea for everybody else. I'm saying this was Earl Grey. I don't like Earl Grey. I do not like Earl Grey at all. Other people love Earl Grey, and I'm not going to hate it. I'm not going to hate on it because clearly it's popular.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I want to see them in other things too. So,
well, there you go. So next, we are now officially in April, which means the month of the Master. It is no longer,
no longer March of the Master.
So we don't get March of the Master anymore.
No more. Bye.
We are just outside of a month away from getting our season 1, our Shurigatwa full season.
Here we go.
If you want, if you're in the UK, and 8 episodes is a full season. But next week here on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
That's this show.
Sorry. We want to take a moment and look back at what we know about this season. We've got 3 episodes of the 60th anniversary. We've got the 1 Christmas special. So we're going to answer the question for all of you who haven't seen those. What did I miss? So this is going to be a recap episode where we kind of go through. We will look at all of, in brief, all of those 4 episodes and a little bit of what we expect to come, because we do now have as well the episode titles for this season. And that's going to, we're going to look at those.
Doctor Who fan base for making this.
Yes, exactly.
But we snaffled it.
Yep, we sure did. I didn't know who had made it because it had gotten shared so many times, and then I finally said, "Oh yeah, there's the logo. Perfect." I noticed it just before I put it up. But yeah, so we've got Space Babies and the Devil's Cord are both going to be dropping online at midnight UK time, and so which is great. Oh, and apparently I just got a message saying that Kevo did in fact make one as well. Oh, that's a nice, cute one. I like that. I'm going to grab that as I'm talking, and upload it. But yes, we've got, so those 2 are going to start. We've got Boom. We've got 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, Rogue, The Legend of Ruby Tuesday, and ding, 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 Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to wait, and we're going to wait, and we're just, it's spinning, it's uploading, and boom, there's a much nicer version. So yes, here's with some extra graphics and stuff from the amazing Kevo. Thank you again, Kevo. You're amazing.
Love the Kevo.
It is interesting. The one thing I do notice on here is the Ruby Sunday one. I'm circling with my mouse, like you can see it. Just below Ruby Sunday. Is the camera. And if her first appearance was on a reality show trying to track down her family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the image they're using, which is interesting. But we will look at that again a little bit more next week.
Reading.
Yeah, exactly. But we will look at that next week when we ask the question, what did I miss? The nice thing is as well, I've definitely heard rumors that episode 7 and 8 is if not a direct 2-parter, then a very loose 2-parter. I've definitely heard that rumor as well.
Yep, and that
yeah,
was
and Steve,
Roger. I was about to say that. I was like, and I can confirm that.
And the rumor of that is that it might be called Joy to the World. That's the rumored Christmas episode. Rumored Christmas episode title. Not officially confirmed, but he posted a tweet saying, "Boom, Joy to the World."
Hmm.
So might be nothing, might be that. Who knows? Anywho, that's next week, and then you guys will have 4 weeks to catch up.
Yes.
On those 4 episodes, and then we've got Shooty, and we are going to do some live watch parties again. We're still working out a few logistics, especially in that first week, but we are going to have
Who's
live
going to be awake? Who can do this?
That's easy for us because it's and I will agree with the Brits and hate that on the fact that it is midnight their time and kind of dropping online to play at the Americans, and I don't like that either. Anywho, do we think it'll under arc like Bad Wolf or Torchwood? There's going to be a little bit of an arc there with Ruby Tuesday or with Ruby Sunday. We know that, and that episode is not supposed to be the conclusion of her story arc. They're supposed to be that's supposed to be next season, so we'll see. Or from what I've heard. But yeah, we are going to do some live watch parties when those come out. Those will be Friday nights / Saturday mornings. Yeah, exactly. It's a bit, well, that would put it at what, 9 o'clock or something, or it's a bit, or it's maybe prime time on the East Coast anyways. But yes, blank, and then the following Tuesday we're going to do review episodes. So we'll do it very similar to how we did it at Christmas and over the anniversary. Any one of us might pop in. I will probably be hosting the majority of those watch parties.
Host.
Anyone who wishes to join in from the Traveling TARDIS may pop in and out as they want. For those who don't know what a watch party is on the YouTubes, you will have to be you will not be seeing it on the screen with us. You have to watch it on Disney Plus, iPlayer.
It's basically a live slug reaction.
Exactly.
You're going to be looking at us,
and we can have our little chit chats in the typey. We will definitely talk about it a little bit after the episodes, which is why we have to kind of look at the logistics of that first the first 2, because they're dropping 2 at once. And then we will prioritize, some of our team members who want to come talk about it on the Tuesday that were not part of that stream. That's not saying you won't have some crossover, but like I said, we want to give as many availability to as many opinions as possible. In other news, let us take off, because that's kind of we've got a good idea of what we've done. That has been the Master. That has been the March of the Master. Thank you all for joining us. Tom, where can we find all of the Tomness?
You can catch me in my Soch. Thank you, Kevo, for that line. Catch me on youtube.com//@ReverendAmagon. I now have over 100 subscribers. I am grateful of that. I'm getting an award for that. That's the truth. You can catch me on Twitch every so often, Mondays and Wednesdays. I have it posted on there. But you go to my Facebook fan page. My Facebook fan page. Tasty Cake on the socials.
There we go. You can check that out. And Mackenzie, where are you at? All of the fun places.
Well, I am normally on Twitch, though this week I am not streaming, except for I think Saturday. I'm actually part of kind of like a Twitch Rivals type of thing, but it has to do with trivia, and I don't expect to do well, but I'm still participating anyway. Because it's like there's trivia of like a bunch of different games, and well, if it's not something that I know, I no idea.
Fair enough.
Yeah, otherwise that's my YouTube channel, which I am trying to right now grow. It has, I think, 15 subscribers thus far. And you can see me at MackenzieFloor.com. I also have a book coming out on the 10th. It will be a new Doctor Who book. So The Companions of Doctor Who is available for pre-order right now. And you can be able to get it. It's also in the UK too. I know that in the UK you can also purchase it at the I can't think of the name of the store, but the store that like everyone goes to.
The Who store.
Yeah, the Who store that everyone goes to. Yeah.
Pre-order through Amazon? Through you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it can go through Amazon as well.
Excellent. And Mackenzie, I'm excited. I've got, you can't see it because it's behind the other books, but I do have behind the stuff there. I actually do have your book sitting there.
Yay!
Yay! But Melanie, where are we finding you?
Right now I am going crazy with my real job, the real full-time job. So not painting as much. I need to start doing that because I'm again pulling my hair out. So usually you can find me here at Pieces of Melee. That's my I kind of lurk more on Instagram more than anything. Also my Facebook. If I you know how the fun is, you post a one and it'll kind of disseminate. So it kind of does that. However, I did pop this in the chat, so you'll start seeing me more here, and that's my work. And that's Diamond. That's my full-time job. That's what that's stained glass, all the kits, all my 3D modeling, all my fun stuff. We're going to start posting more stuff like that, and that's Diamond Tech Crafts. Again, going to be doing more on Instagram, doing more Facebook, the Instagram and Facebook. It's Meta. It's easier to do with the business suite. So if you want to see me and learn more about 3D modeling or stained glass or kits or all the other kind of fun stuff that I do full-time, that's my full-time jobber. So you could probably find me over there more than anything. But everything else would be Pieces of Melee. So ta-da, it's me.
Yay.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm coming up if you're local in April, I will be at the Green Thumb Festival selling a lot of stained glass and mosaics and stuff like that. Otherwise, I have a huge show in Baltimore, middle of May. That's more, again, that's for the Diamond Tech Crafts. That's going to be for for art museums. And it's the Museum Store Association, which I'm a part of. In conjunction with the American Museum Association. It's a huge event out there in Baltimore. If you're out there, let me know. Maybe we can do like a sporadic Traveling TARDIS meetup. I don't know. So yeah.
There we go. And no, that's fabulous. So I want to say thank you as well. On Saturday, I hijacked the Traveling TARDIS stream, and I did a game called Sirens. And so I played that live on my YouTube and on my Twitch and all of my things, but I also hijacked the stream here. And as a result, had a lot of people, so I got to open some Kobolds Ate My Baby.
Nah, I like it's orange on orange on orange.
It really is. And so other than the Hedgehog, which is a different game called Park Life that's coming to Kickstarter here shortly, I got to open a bunch of this stuff. And this one's actually the old one, something from the old edition. But all of this cool Koboldy stuff, art by John Kovalik. And I'm actually going to I'm taking the full double stream away from mine, and I'm going to take it off of the Traveling TARDIS stream. However, if you go over to my feed, which is TheRatHole DOTCA, which I have a banner of down here, nope, that's not it. Where I thought it. Well, where's the YouTube one? Oh my god. Okay, so it is the same. Oh, there it is. There. If you go over to my YouTube, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna be re-premiering the box opening I did of Kobolds Ate My Baby, so you can take a little bit more of a look at that. And immediately after that, and I need to pop over here and do the sharing of the screen. And ding, ding. Once that ends, on the end, you're going to see the usual end card things that you see. I can't take things down. There it is. And there's a one that says BubbleNet there. And so you watch more BubbleNet. That is what I'm going to be streaming in 45 minutes. from now. A great solo game called BubbleNet. It's a little meditative solo game. It's with all about whales feeding. It is the actual. If you go look up BubbleNet feeding, it's an actual feeding hunting thing that yeah. So they swirl around, get all the fish to do that, and come up and go whomp. So it's kind of based on that, and I've got a prototype. I was very nicely got from Dreyer Inc. A prototype of that. So I'm going to be looking at that very shortly. Why are you not doing your thing? There we go. Yep. So you can see there's I'm all set up for that. So you can check that out. If you like, and I certainly would appreciate it. If you're looking for more information on the game, there's the info there. But I'm gonna go away now. Bloop. So yeah, pop over there. I will see you in a few minutes over on my channel. Hopefully, if not, that's okay too. I still love you, because you're here with all of us on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and hopefully you have enjoyed yourself. Christy, you're welcome again because it was your first show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to thank you. Kind of like a solitaire card game. You'll have to tune in and take a look. Make sure you do like this video if you haven't already. All your comments feed the algorithm. We're going to put some more of those up in the end credits here. Share this video out, and of course, subscribe to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Before we go, we hit a very good milestone here. I'm just going to pull it up because ding, we've hit 725,000 views as of earlier today. So thank you guys very much for all of the views that you give us. I believe we also hit a milestone on the actual. No, go away. Yeah, we also just broke 4,500 followers on YouTube as well. So yay for us. Thank you guys. So yeah, with all of that babbling and rambling said, thank you again. And I'm just trying to find the button to push because I'm as bad as Christian apparently at this point. There it is. Yeah, exactly. Let's all find a remote. Let's all find our new style of here. Our new style sonic screwdrivers, and say, take it away, Tony.